Shalom, Yashala, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yashar Allah. Call Haloyim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakakodash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Akwaf that's keeping the faith in the works. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? All right? So the Lord is saying, simple and plain, the kingdom divided against itself, it can't stand. And the daughter of Babylon, which is America, is more divided now than ever before. All right? This ain't even about so-called black and so-called white. You're gonna always have that. But you got, the different division between classes, division between, I guess you could say morality, right? Social morality, I'll say that, on what, this place deems should be addressed and what shouldn't be addressed. Mainly speaking about the small hats, the tiny tops, having so much power and influence over, the heads of the daughter of Babylon, right? Their division is growing more and more each day, right? With each bomb that's dropped or each, troop that's sent in or, policy that's passed on behalf of another nation, the division grows more and more, which tells us that this kingdom that we're in is on the decline more and more, right? With each situation that pops up. So I'm gonna let the video play and I'll be back.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your exemptness as leaders. This is wrong. No. And nobody wants to fight for Israel. A reminder to all our Commandant, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America. No one wants to fight for Israel.
Sir, thank you for your service.
The senator broke his hand. The senator broke his hand.
He's a Marine. Somebody come help him.
Control your Senate committee.
Look at you guys. You're robots.
A U.S. senator.
You won't even look back. Look at you guys. You're like robots. Oh my God. What is happening?
Broke the hand of a Marine. You're a coward.
And you're not even looking back. Any of you 4-star generals. Oh my God. What is happening right now?
All right. What's happening is the daughter of Babylon is falling and that division is set. And it's more so, I guess you could say class, being a part of the class war. The elites have chosen who they want to, carry on into the new digital world, right? To hold rank in this new world. And, your average citizen is not it. Your ex-enlisted soldier or your current enlisted soldier, you are just pawns to these individuals. And they use you as they will. All right. But I say it's getting to the point where the people are becoming outraged at what they're seeing. right? Because damn near like the devil ain't even trying to hide it no more. That the Tiny Tops has this influence over the daughter Babylon, because they don't operate how they operate with America, with any other country. No other country speaks about the Tiny Tops like America does, right? From President or from ex-President Obama to the Bushes to Agent Orange that's in office now, to the Clintons, every so-called leader of this place speaks of their undying loyalty to the Tiny Tops, right? So the people are fed up with it, man, because mainly because of how the Tiny Tops view regular people that are outside of Tiny Top land. Right? They call, they have a term called goyim, even though, it basically means Gentile, but in their eyes, the word Gentile doesn't mean nations. It don't mean, it doesn't have that context to it. It means like you're less than. It means like you're cattle to be used however it is they want to use you, right? And the American people are starting to see that. And they getting to the point of where enough is enough, man. And they calling for and the they that I'm speaking of is the individuals that have that run the militias, the secret militias all around these lands. It's not really so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Americans, so-called Seminole Indians. It's not. That's not a part of the individuals that's calling for heads, because we used to the oppression. We used to it. It's not us. The surprise is falling on Esau Edom, because they not used to this. They've been in a place of hierarchy, since the term white became a thing by legislation, right? In the Maryland Act of I want to say 1681. After that, they've been used to just being on top, and they don't feel that way anymore, because the Tiny Tops are basically letting it be known, we don't really give a damn about y'all, man. Right? I forget who said it. It may have been the Secretary of War. They ain't got a Secretary of Defense no more. It's the Secretary of War. I want to say it was him that said, send us your children so that we can ship them off to Tiny Top land to die for the Tiny Tops. I want to say, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it was Pete, whatever his name is. I believe he said that. And like you just heard, they don't want to fight for the Tiny Tops, and why would they? Why the hell would you want to fight for another nation? That makes no sense. I don't give a damn what the narrative is. You could say, you surrounded by nations that want to blow your plot of land up. Why the hell would we care if we over here? We the American people are worried about America. They don't really give a damn about what's going on in the so-called Middle East. And that's what they so pissed off about, because they're clearly seeing the daughter Babylon is forcing them to give a damn. So, like Scripture says, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right? Esau Edom's time is up, is getting closer and closer to the finale of the red man, right? Being in rulership. But it says, the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbors, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. But the point that I really wanted was there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is what we're witnessing is, the I guess you could say the seed of this civil war that we're reading about, bloom into is fulfillment, right? So this is letting those of us that's in the truth know that it's gonna get worse. Now this particular incident, as it pertains to what's going on with Iran and the Tiny Tops, who knows how this is gonna go? But I do know the daughter of Babylon, they miscalculated. They in their own words, they said this wasn't gonna last nothing but a couple of days. And Iran over there cutting the absolute book, right? Because of who they took out, who the daughter of Babylon took out. They took out like a major figure over there. So yeah, they fighting, man. They are bombing wherever American bases are, wherever American companies are, anything America over there, they tearing that shit up. So it's a lot, for the language, but they tearing it up over there, right? And eventually, we're already seeing the daughter of Babylon is sending troops over there. Who, and so they sending troops over there for who? We all understand the beginning narrative of the strikes is the Tiny Tops and the U.S. combined to strike Iran. That had nothing to do with the daughter of Babylon, but the daughter of Babylon, anything the Tiny Tops say, they gonna do. Right? And that's why scripture says that Amalek is the first of the nations and Babylon is the hammer of the earth. Right? Tiny Tops wield that hammer with no remorse. Right? And they're going to do that till Shiloh come. When Yahweh Shah come, all that shit over with. That shit dead. But meantime, between time, this world going to suffer and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. That's what Daniel 12 is speaking about, right? Well, we just read 2 Ezra 15. It's going to get worse, right? So saints, prep your mind up, prep your spirit up, this is a beautiful thing what we're seeing because like scripture is telling us, this is a signal to let us know the end of Eve's reign is near, right? So let me go Romans 13 and 11. And I end with that. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed, right? Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Ratazah, you were edified by this. Call Haloyim La Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba Hashem Harakakudash Shalom Yasha Allah Wa Abba Baba.